Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video, and this is probably going to be one of the most ridiculous videos on the channel ever, which, given some of the content on here, is saying something. But a few weeks back, a shipping pallet arrived from one of my favorite gear companies. Shivani, what do you think of this pallet, literal pallet, this tower of ENGL power?
Well, I'm kind of mad at it because I can't pull my car here, but...
It's like as tall as you are.
It looks a little bit intimidating. It's the power of tower.
It was at this moment that she knew. She f***ed up.
Tower of power.
It's got you all mixed up. That's how powerful it is. A literal pallet, about 150 pounds of pure, unadulterated kickassery. Definitely a real word, but not a curse word. So don't worry about it, YouTube, don't censor me, we move. But so of course, when it came time to unbox this ridiculousness, I had to bring you guys along for the ride. Getting the first look at new gear together with you guys is one of the best parts of doing this whole YouTube thing. It's so much fun to share the hype with people who get it. You know what I mean? So smack a like on the video if you're going to enjoy it. That actually massively helps abate the algorithm's insatiable hunger and helps the channel out more than you might realize. Let's go behind the scenes, tackle this literal tower of tone together, and see what we've got. First box. This is so absurd, man. This is awesome. As a matter of practicality, I guess let's start at the top. Let's open it up, see what we got. Damn, that is a serious looking amp. Ah, made in Germany. Makes sense. Actually, you know what? We can make this look even cooler. 1 second.
Few moments later.
Yes, it even glows red. That's so fucking metal. That looks legitimately hellish. So this is an ENGL Fireball 100, and I've been dying to try one of these forever because this is one of the iconic staples in ENGL's lineup. And even though it's ENGL's most straightforward and most wallet-friendly 100-watt head, I've heard from a lot of players that this is also their best one. 4 6L6 GC tubes in the power section, 4 ECC 83s in the preamp, 2 channels, shared EQ, very simple. Even though the controls don't look nearly as intimidating as they do on, well, pretty much any of their others, it's still very much an ENGL. They've still packed in plenty of features. Brighten bottom switches, mid boost for tone sculpting, power tube monitoring, an adjustable noise gate. That would be considered a decent feature set for most modern high-gain flagship amps today, and it's ENGL's simplest one that they unleashed in 2009. That is crazy. But the reason the Fireball is widely regarded as one of the big must-try before you die high-gain amps is the massive gritty tone. So out of ENGL's entire lineup, this is probably the one I'm most excited to try. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Since we've got 3 of them, let's unbox them all first, and then at the end we can do a quick chug shootout between all of them. Oh, that's gonna be epic. I mean, look at this thing. Already it's epic. Next box. Making progress. Let's go. Somehow, an even bigger box just arrived though, with a much needed studio upgrade, so you know what? Let's switch it up. Open this up, see what we got. Okay, so why is there a disassembled chair on the studio floor? Well, allow me to explain. This. This is the explanation. Now, don't get me wrong, this chair has served me well. It's actually a pretty decent chair. I'm not gonna say which giant tech company, but they were moving offices in Atlanta, and they just kinda abandoned their office furniture. So, like, years ago. It was pretty nice. It was brand new then. Now, I mean, these aren't detachable either. You're just kind of stuck with them. There's just randomly little bits of armrest on the floor. They get tracked around the house too. Like, I find them upstairs all the time. The cat started to take nibbles on this side. I mean, it's not great. And you guys fucking roast me for it all the time. Right, Pringle? Yeah, you go, girl. It used to have really nice back support. That is gone, owing to how much time I spend on my ass down here in editing videos. The glamorous life of a YouTuber. So after about a decade of service, it's earned its rest. Which brings us back to the disassembled chair on the floor.
And back to Priggle. Yes, you are getting a milk bone after this.
So huge thanks to FleixSpot for saving my butt. Literally. Time to put this new studio upgrade together. Back support is really nice. This is significantly better. Even visually, the old one you could literally see falling apart in real time. Having a chair and frame that doesn't have armrests that are just falling apart, it's a better look. More importantly though, creating entertaining and informative content takes a lot of hours between researching, scripting, filming, editing, tracking guitars, running the business side of the channel. It's a lot of time spent at my desk on my butt. Man, I was really starting to feel the effects of no back support whatsoever during long tracking or editing sessions. So if your chair isn't comfortable and the back support is KIA, it's just not a great time. So massive thanks to FleixSpot for supplying this very underrated studio upgrade and for sponsoring today's video, because the really cool thing about this C7 is what FleixSpot calls their self-adaptive dynamic lumbar system. And that's a lot of words to basically say as you move around, the lumbar cushion automatically adjusts to provide constant support, and crucially helps prevent back pain if you're leaning forward a lot, which, as we've just covered, tends to happen with guitar players. So you've got that system combined with this very soft and plushy cushion, everything headrest, armrest, seat position, all fully adjustable to your body and personal preferences. It leans back surprisingly far. It's even got a footrest for full siesta mode. And if it sounds like I'm just getting way too enthusiastic about a chair, trust me, if you work from home or do video editing or anything else that requires you spend a lot of time sitting down, you already know. There is a strong direct correlation between how comfortable or uncomfortable your chair is and whether or not you're having a good day. FleixSpot has a variety of reasonably priced home office upgrades, including standing desks, modern ergonomic chairs for any budget, and for the best deal, make sure to use my link and code in the description for an exclusive discount FleixSpot has hooked us up with. And because they stand by their products, there's a 10-year warranty and a 30-day return policy to try it out risk-free. So thanks to them for sponsoring the video and hooking our community up with that deal. And while you're checking out affordable upgrades for your home office, let's see what else we have to unbox. Next box. Back to tackling the Tower of Tone. Yo, my garage light is going nuts right now. It's creating this epic lightning Mount Olympus of tone effect. Again, matter of practicality, this one at the top. Let's go ahead, open it up, see what we got. That looks mean as hell too. And there's a lot more going on down here. This one's a little more intense for sure. So this is the ENGL Powerball II, and this is another one of the staples in ENGL's lineup. It shares a lot of the same spec sheet as the Fireball: 100-watt head, 4 6L6 GC power tubes, 4 ECC 83 preamp tubes, power tube monitor, adjustable noise gate, but instead of 2 channels, it's got 4, with Clean and Crunch sharing one EQ section and Lead 1 and Lead 2 sharing the other. Again, bright and bottom switches, a mid boost, and the Powerball adds an adjustable depth punch as well. And by the way, I'll have Sweetwater and Toman links in the description to more info on all the gear we're checking out today. It supports the channel, I get a little kickback to invest in the content, so I really appreciate you if you decide to do that. But so anyways, the Powerball gets compared to the Fireball a lot, and in fairness, that's almost what it looks like on paper, like a more sculptable, more versatile 4-channel version. That being said, I'm not sure how similar they actually are. The names and front grills suggest they're in the same genus within the ENGL family, but everyone I've talked to that's played both says they're very different tone-wise and feel-wise. And everyone seems to have very strong opinions about which they feel is the better amp. So I'm very curious about this one. Fuck me, that's epic. I'm liking where this is going. Oop, I was reviewing the footage from earlier and totally forgot about this little box that came with the pallet. Not sure what it is, so let's go ahead, open it up. Oh yeah, new ENGL merch. Pretty much says it all, really. 40th anniversary? Kind of crazy when you think about it. They've been in business 40 years. Because ENGL's considered a super modern amp brand. But yeah, since 1983. Although the way ENGL themselves put it, Music Messe 1984 in Frankfurt was where ENGL really began. That's when they unveiled the world's very first digitally programmable guitar amp named the E101 digital amp. You gotta love how relentlessly literal the Germans can be. And I can actually say that as a German citizen now. And yes, that is my real last name. No relation, and this whole thing was totally unrelated, apart from it being another German thing I'm stoked as fuck about. We move. But the digital amp showed what ENGL was all about. Even from the very beginning, ENGL was all about innovation in tube amps, pushing them to the next level by combining analog tube tone with modern features. And I mean, just take a look at today's lineup. 40 years on, and they're still committed to that vision. Nothing but full tube amps made in Germany and stacked with features and with very applicable merch. Appreciate this, ENGL. This is my kind of hoodie. Last box. Aw, it looks so sad and lonely there without its friends. Let's help it out, reunite it with its brothers. Let's go ahead, open it up, see what we got. Damn, look at this beast. So this is ENGL's newest flagship amp, and the one with the most confusing name to date, the Special Edition Founders Edition. Special Edition of what? Don't know. I guess everything, because basically the idea behind the Special Edition is it's ENGL's definitive be-all, end-all amplifier. It's a celebration of everything that ENGL knows how to do in an amplifier circuit in a single head shell. Anything you need this amp to do, it can do, as well as everything else. According to ENGL, the Founders Edition is an upgraded and slightly revoiced iteration, using all the experience they've gained and all the artist feedback they've received in the 20 years since the original Special Edition was first introduced. A 100-watt amp, this is the EL34 version. It also comes in a 6L6 variant, 5 ECC83s in the preamp section, controls for the 4 main channels on the front, clean, crunch, lead 1 and lead 2, each with switchable modern and classic voicings for 8 distinct sounds at every gain level. Add to that just an absolute shitload of tone sculpting options. Gain boost, high gain, mid shift, contour, bright, mid edge, depth boost, mega low punch. Of course, MIDI control, power tube monitor, adjustable noise gate. Most amps you'd consider a 2 buffered effects loop a nice feature. This has 3. Because of course it does. 2 of which are switchable between serial and parallel, because at this point, why the fuck not? It's so much that if you're not already familiar with this amp, you probably didn't even notice the controls for a secret fucking 5th tube driver channel on the back of the amp. There's literally just no more room on the front for it. It's just ridiculous how much amplifier they put in this amplifier. I love it. But I've actually got a demo of this on my channel. So it's cool that I finally got one back in the studio to use on demos.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. It's so beautiful. Holy shit, that's so goddamn metal. From where I'm filming, if this falls on me, I'm fucked. But damn, that's an epic shot. Dude, I can't get over this. I started this channel literally because I wanted to nerd out about guitar gear with people whose eyes didn't immediately glaze over. And now there's this mini tone mountain of ENGL just sitting in the middle of the room. So thank you guys so much for nerding out with me so we can do ridiculously cool and ridiculously ridiculous shit like this. Anyways, we'll work our way down in complexity, or work our way up in complexity down the amp set. You know what I mean. Quality professional level YouTube content. All right, I'm going straight into the amp. No boosts, everything at noon. time, running into a custom kick-ass audio IR that Luke and I are really proud of, and it's time to finally answer the question, does the ENGL Fireball chug? That's ridiculous. That's with everything at noon and it already sounds that brutal. That's how you know it's a good amp. Let's adjust the settings from noon real quick, see if we can tweak the chug tone to taste.
A few minutes later.
Oh man, those are some crispy chugs. I'm really liking this amp, dude. All I've done is slightly turn down the gain and put the mids and treble at 6. That's it. This embodies exactly why I'm such a huge fan of ENGL amps, right? Like, not only is there an imperial shitload of gain, like the tone is just absurdly chonky. The response feels really similar to the Savage, but this is more raw, more fiery, if you will. Anyways, let's try the cleans. Wow, so clean. Fluff would be proud. Alright, so while that's a stunning clean tone, let's see what happens if we back off the clean gain just a little bit. I always find it funny. You look at ENGL amps, you hear the names, and you're like, okay, I understand, these must chug fucking hard. And they do, but they also have these really pristine, chimey clean channels, which we accidentally found out also has a shitload of gain that we can take into crunch territory. Point is, ENGL amps are way more versatile than they look like they should be, or at least the ones I've tried, so let's move on to the next amp. Wow, so there's significantly more knobbage on this one, like over double. I think, right? Speaking of which, it seems that 56,386% of viewers are not subscribed, meaning this channel still has over double the amount of the 2 viewers I thought that it would when I first started. But anyways, here's your quick reminder to subscribe if you're enjoying the content. We've reached over 200,000 subscribers, which is just insane. So thank you guys. And it definitely did not take longer than I'd like to admit to even figure out which channel I was on. Same thing, no boost, everything at noon. So we know the Fireball chugs, does the Powerball. I'm pleased to confirm that, just like the Fireball, the Powerball does, in fact, chug. And again, feel-wise, it's an ENGL. The feel and response, precision-guided chonk. Now, this might just be my ear, but from the admittedly very little time I've spent with them so far, the Powerball does sound a little more compressed and a little more scooped than the Fireball does. In the room, it's pretty subtle, at least with everything at noon. So yeah, I'm gonna mess around with the many controls some more. But initial impression, in terms of rawness, the Fireball is the most raw. The Powerball sits somewhere in between the Fireball and the Savage.
A few moments later.
Again, really minimal tweaking. Interestingly, the Powerball seems to have a little less gain and a little less low end than the Fireball does, but pretty much the same general adjustments to get where I want it to go. Now that we've confirmed beyond a reasonable doubt that it chugs hard, let's check out the cleans. Oh, they're both so good. And I have to tell you, even though the Powerball 2's front panel is a little intimidating, once you're actually using it, it's pretty damn obvious what everything does, right? Like bright switch, bottom switch, mid boost, all of that is pretty self-explanatory. Super easy for my ooga booga chug brain to understand and dial in a tone. All right. Onto challenge mode. And last, but certainly not least, ENGL's newest flagship amp, the Special Edition, Founders Edition. Same signal chain as the other two, guitar, amp, IR, that's it. I've set all the knobs to noon, turned off all the tone shaping options, at least I'm pretty sure I have. This amp has one of the most intimidating front and back panels of any amp, a lot of knobs and switches, but I'm pretty sure I got them all. Fucking hell. That is an obscene amount of low end. I'm gonna quickly adjust a couple of settings, get a chug tone that's more to my personal preferences.
More moments later.
So it's been, I'd say, like almost a year since I've played through a Special Edition, Founders Edition. And now that I've gotten to play these back to back, for lack of a better description, compared to other ENGLs, it's got a looser, more rock amp type feel. I mean, relative to the super tight, precise, modern metal feel of the other amps. And when you think about it, that kind of does make sense. Because yeah, it looks fucking mean. It glows red. Obviously, it's got a shitload of gain, but the vast majority of what this thing is capable of, not metal focused. Dude, one of the coolest things about it, it's got both a depth boost and a mega low end punch. Alright, this is where I got carried away just being an absolute caveman, and my memory card ran out of space, so that's where this quick playthrough ends. But if you actually want to hear what this amp is really about and everything it's truly capable of, I'll leave a link in the cards and description to the full demo, because again, the Special Edition Founders Edition does so much more than just downright stupidly massive chugs with a comical abundance of bottom end. Listen, in the room, it's unreal. It's so much fun. You'd never track guitars with all of that low end, but I love that it's all available just in case. It's like making sure you brought your Abrams as backup to a knife fight. Better to have and not need than to need and not have. Anyways, ENGL amps unfortunately get written off by a lot of players who aren't familiar with them as purely big dumb chug machines. And well, yes, they're incredible at that. The super tight response is so satisfying, but they are so much more than just that. Something I really respect about ENGL is you can tell there's so much passion for tone behind these amp designs, because it's not like they've half-assed the clean channel or added all these tone sculpting options just to tick boxes. The range and variety of really good tones you can get from these, clean, crunch, and high gain, that are then highly tweakable to your personal preferences, is incredibly sick. So yeah, I'll leave links to check out my previous ENGL videos, and I'll be putting together comprehensive demos on the Fireball and Powerball II after I've spent more time, gotten more familiar with them by actually using them in projects, you know, really get a feel for what they're all about before sharing my final thoughts with you guys. Make sure you've got the bell ticked for all notifications so you don't miss those. But in the meantime, have you played an ENGL amp? From this really quick behind the scenes unboxing, or from your own experience, which one's your favorite? Any and all thoughts? Drop them down below. Massive shout out to my amazing patrons. Their names are up on the screen right now. Consider joining them if you want to directly support what I do. You can also join as a channel member or pick up some comfy merch. All that really helps out. Social media, Discord, and links to more information and all the gear are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I will see you for the next video.